How's your day going so far, aside from talking to the media?
It's great. It's a good life. Things are good.
It's a good life, and I'm dialing in from your former home turf of Long Island, New York. Are you dialing in from California?
Actually, Arizona, where my mom and dad live. Where? Island?
Long Beach. Did you ever spend time out here?
Yeah, man. Long Beach is a blast. Is it coming back? Is it starting to rock a little? Rock again?
Yeah, it came back. It took a year or two after Sandy, but Dave Attell is playing here on Sunday. It's happening. It's cool. But hey, I have to ask you about Heckle, right?
Yeah.
Heckle
Yeah.
is a new movie. Did it require a lot of research for you? Because you're a funny guy, but I don't think you ever did stand up.
I've done some stand-up when I was very young, but I really was looking for a part where I could play a real a-hole, somebody who is just a terrible person, and dig deep inside myself and find that guy. So I watched a lot of movies. There Will Be Blood and pictures like that, where guys go off, lose their minds, and spoke to a lot of psychologists. There was that great Scorsese picture with De Niro and
King of comedy. Yeah.
Jerry Lewis, yeah, King of Comedy. And I wanted to find a picture like that. And then they came to me. You'll always find what you're looking for. So this was perfect. And I had a great time doing it because creatively it was painting with dark colors.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot.
Well, you mentioned doing stand-up when you were really young. Was that East Side Comedy Club or the Brokerage or Governors?
Governors.
Does any video of that exist? Because obviously that is way before everyone had a camcorder.
No, I don't think so. No. I mean, and remember Uncle Sam's? Do you remember Uncle Sam's?
I know the name Uncle Sam's, but
yeah,
that
I did.
No. Wasn't that the White House Inn from Richard M. Dixon?
Well, that was actually on Hicksville Road, and they and Mr. Dixon let me go on at like 5 PM when nobody was there, because I lived only about 2 miles from it.
Right.
It was on Hicksville Road.
I would argue you and Stuttering John are the two most famous alumnus alumni is the plural of Plain Edge High School. Did your paths ever cross?
Yeah. John actually was a good friend of my sister and both my sisters, and lived in a house that was right behind what everyone in the neighborhood thought was a haunted house. So on Halloween, this poor family got inundated, but John lived right behind it. John Melendez, of course, and and my brother Joey owns a pizza shop, Pizza Cove. Do you know Pizza Cove on Hicksville Road?
Yes. I didn't know that was a Guttenberg establishment.
Yeah, and Joey is family, and you should go over there. It's a great place to get pizza. So John's a regular there too.
Now I know. Well, Heckle, when was it actually made? Because some movies you find out take 5 years, and others are like, 6 months ago. Because I know that you premiered at Fright Fest.
Yeah. It was, I think it was done about 4 years ago. So it's taken a little time, 3 years, maybe 3 years ago, taking a little time to come out.
Got it. Proud of it. I have to assume Clark Gable III in it. Did you know Clark before this film was made?
No, I didn't. And I was excited to meet him. It's pretty amazing. The theory is that David Jansen was the illegitimate son of Clark Gable. Isn't that cool? But now I did hear that Clark Gable III died. Is that true?
Oh, I didn't hear that. That was not in the press release, and part of my lack of research there. I thought Clark was with us.
Oh, well, I hope he is, because somebody told me earlier, they said, he died. And I said, I didn't know that. So I'm sure that's untrue. When I started talking about Heckle, I've got a group of guys that I talk to all the time, and they love movies, and they came out with it. But yeah, Clark Gable III. It's pretty amazing.
Well, one of my favorite things that you ever did was your episode of Party Down, which you got to show a new side of yourself. And that show's coming back to, I don't know if it's Hulu or Stars is rebooting it. Was that
Yeah,
as positive of an experience as it looked like it would have been for you?
it was. Rob Thomas is a great writer. He's got a terrific team around him. And the actors were great. And the material was so pithy and such an inside joke that I really enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, it was your art collection bodybuilding phase of your career.
That's right.
And that wasn't too far off from another great thing you did. I loved the Guttenberg Bible, the stories about how you basically, as a kid, sneaking onto the set and fake it till you make it and working every day in a Hollywood studio set. And that was 10 years ago. Do you have plans to do another book?
Yeah, I'm writing one right now, which is all about my journey taking care of my mom and dad as they get older.
Mm-hmm.
And 35 million people in the United States take care of their parents or caregivers. That's
Mm-hmm.
6% of the population. It's a lot of people. So I'm hoping that we're putting that together right now, and then we'll be shopping it to publishers.
Something a writer friend of mine told me about your parents was that they saved all the articles of that were written about you. So one time when he ran into you, he said, "You know what? I remember that article you did on me in Good Times because my parents had it."
That's right. Good times. Yeah. My parents are such great supporters, and they've given me everything. So, at this point in my life, I'm devoting a lot of time to them.
And the last thing that I want to ask you about is towards the end of the book, The Guttenberg Bible, you talk about how you and Gene Hackman were basically tied for the most movies made. I think between 81 and 90, there was some statistic like that.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think you've beat him long term, right?
Well, I don't know. I've done about 60 or 70 movies, and Gene retired about 15 years ago to Santa Fe. And I think it's such an interesting story about him that he decided at the age of 75 to stop because the business was too stressful. And I just thought that was a really interesting point of view, because it is it's full of, it's a wonderful art, but, the stories are true, whether it's gangsters, politics, show business, it sort of attracts the same type of person.
Or kids sneaking onto movie lots.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Well, I'm glad to hear that there's a book in the works for you, that this is not a new movie, so there's more stuff coming from you, et cetera. Is there anything we missed, or the best way to follow you online is your website to know what we're missing?
Thanks. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. And I'm starting to talk to some guys about a story, about a series, about me as a young man coming out to Hollywood. And I'd probably narrate it. And it's going to be pretty cool. And the guys who are interested in developing it are top notch. So
you've heard of Young Rock. Now there's Young Guttenberg.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you for your time and the many years of great entertainment. The wife and I, whenever we see you on TV, we don't turn it off.
Wow. Thanks. You'll be seeing more of me. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Have a great rest of the day.
You will.
Paltrocast.